For today's video, we are going to talk about what is periodic payment R of an annuity, and we are going to explain everything in details. In solving for periodic payment R of an annuity, there are different formulas that we need to remember. First, if you are looking for the future value with a given regular payment, we are going to use the formula future value equals regular payment times the quantity 1 plus interest rate per period raised to n minus 1 all over the interest rate per period. And if you are looking for the regular payment with a given future value, let us have regular payment equals future value over quantity 1 plus interest rate per period raised to n minus 1 all over interest rate per period. And if you are looking for the present value with a given regular payment, let us have present value equals regular payment times quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus interest rate per period raised to negative n all over interest rate per period. And if you are looking for the regular payment with a given present value, we are going to use the formula regular payment equals present value over quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus interest rate per period raised to negative n all over j. Where R is the regular payment, P is the present value, F is the future value, J is the interest rate per period, and to find the value of J, we are going to use the formula J equals I raised to M, that is the annual rate, divided by M, that is the number of conversion period in a year. And to determine the number of payments, that is N, we are going to have N equals M, that is the number of conversion period multiplied by time. And these are the basic concepts that you need to remember in order for us to determine the periodic payment R of an annuity. So let's start and let's have an example. On example number 1, Paulo borrowed 100,000 pesos. He agrees to pay the principal plus interest by paying an equal amount of money each year for 3 years. What should be his annual payment if interest is 8% compounded annually? To solve the given problem, let us identify first our given. Since Paulo borrowed 100,000 pesos, that is our present value. So P equals 100,000 pesos. And then we have the annual rate, that is 8%, or if we are going to write this one in decimal, that is 0.08. Next, we have the number of conversion period per year. Since we have annually, the value of M is 1 and time is 3 years. To solve for interest rate per period, we are going to use the formula J equals the annual rate divided by the number of conversion period per year, that is M. So let us have 0.08 divided by 1, it will give us 0.08. And to determine the number of payment, let us have N equals number of conversion period in a year times time, that is M times T. It will give us 1 multiplied by 3. It will give us 3 periods. And to determine the regular payment or the annual payment for 3 years, we are going to use the formula R equals P, because we have a present value, divided by quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus interest rate per period raised to negative n all over interest rate per period. So let us substitute our given. So let us have the present value, that is 100,000 divided by 1 minus quantity 1 plus the value of J, that is 0.08 raised to negative n, that is negative 3, all over J, that is 0.08. And then let us write 100,000 all over 1 minus, let us add this one, it will give us 1.08 raised to negative 3 all over 0.08. And then, let us have 100,000 divided by quantity 1 minus 1.08 raised to negative 3. It will give us 0.79383241 all over 0.08. And to simplify, let us have 100,000. Then, on the denominator, 1 minus this number, it will give us 0.20616775 9 over 0.08. And then, let us divide this one. So, let us write 100,000. If we are going to divide this one, it will give us 2.577096987. And then 100,000 divided by 2.57709698.7, it will give us 38,803.35 pesos. Therefore, Paulo should pay 38,803.35 pesos every year for 3 years, and this will be our answer. On example number 2, Aling Paring started to deposit 2,000 pesos quarterly in a fund that pays 5.5% compounded quarterly. How much will be in the fund after 6 years? To solve the given problem, let us identify first our given. Since Aling Paring deposit 2,000 pesos quarterly, that is our regular payment, that is R equals 2,000 pesos. And then, let us have the annual rate, that is 5.5%, or if we are going to write this one in decimal, that is 0.055. And then, number of conversion period in a year, that is quarterly, so the value of M is 4, and time is 6 years. And to find the interest rate per period, we are going to use the formula J equals the annual rate divided by the number of conversion period in a year, that is M. So let us have 0.055 divided by M, that is 4. 0.055 divided by 4, that is 0.01375. So this will be the value of J. And to determine the number of payment, let us have N equals number of conversion period in a year, that is M, times time, that is M or T. So let us have 4 multiplied by 6. It will give us 24 periods. So to find the future value or the amount of money after 6 years, let us use the formula future value equals regular payment multiplied by quantity 1 plus interest rate per period, that is J, raised by N minus 1 all over the value of J. So let us substitute our given. Regular payment, that is 2,000. And then, let us have quantity 1 plus interest rate per period, that is 0.01375 raised by N, that is 24, minus 1 all over 0.01375. So let us write 2,000, and then let us add this one. It will give us 1.01375 raised to 24 minus 1 all over 0.01375. Then, let us have 2,000, and then we have 1.01375 raised to 24. It will give us 1.387844515 minus 1 all over 0.01375. And then, let us have 2,000, and let us subtract this one. If we are going to subtract this one, it will give us 0.38784415 divide by 0.01375. So let us have 2,000, and then let us divide this one. And if we are going to divide, it will give us 28.2068738. And finally, 2,000 multiplied by 28.2068738, it will give us 56,413.75. And this will be our future value. On example number 3, the buyer of a house and lot pays 200,000 pesos cash and 10,000 pesos every month for 20 years. If money is 9% compounded monthly, how much is the value of the house and lot? To determine the value of the house and lot, let us identify first our given. So let us have the down payment, that is 200,000 pesos. And since the buyer pays 10,000 pesos every month, that is our regular payment, that is 10,000. Then, let us have the annual rate, that is 9%, or in decimal, that is 0.09. And then, number of conversion period in a year. Since we have monthly, the value of M is 12. Time is 20 years. To determine the interest rate per period, we are going to use the formula J equals the annual rate divided by number of conversion period in a year, that is M. So let us have 0.09 divided by 12. It will give us 0.0075. And to find the value of N, the number of payment, let us have N equals number of conversion period in a year multiplied by time. So let us have 12 times 20. It will give us 240 periods. To find the value of the house and lot, we are going to use the formula cash value equals down payment plus principal. So to find the cash value, let us find first the value of the principal or the present value. So let us have P equals regular payment times quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus interest rate per period, that is J, raised to negative N all over interest rate per period. So let us substitute our given. Regular payment, that is 10,000 times the quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus J, that is 0.0075 raised to negative N, that is negative 240 all over 0.0075. So let us simplify. Let us write 10,000 times quantity 1 minus 1 plus 0.0075, that is 1.0075 raised to negative 240 all over 0.0075. And then, let us have 10,000 pesos times the quantity 1 minus 1.0075 raised to negative 240. It will give us 0.16641284448 all over 0.0075. And then, let us have 10,000 times quantity 1 minus this number. It will give us 0.8335871552 over 0.0075. And let us have 10,000. If we are going to divide this one, it will give us 111.144954. And to find the present value, let us multiply this one. It will give us 1,111,449.54. So this will be the value of the present value. And to determine the cash value or the amount of house and lot after 20 years, that is cash value equals down payment plus the present value. So let us have down payment, which is 200,000 plus 1,111,449.54. If we are going to add this one, it will give us 1,311,449.54. And this will be our answer. On our last example, Mr. Ribaya would like to save 500,000 pesos for his son's college education. How much should he deposit in a savings account every 6 months for 12 years if interest is at 1% compounded semi-annually? To solve the given problem, let us identify first our given. Since Mr. Ribaya would like to save 500,000 pesos for 12 years, that is our future value. So F equals 500,000 pesos. And then, annual rate, that is 1% or 0.01 in decimal. And then, let us have the number of conversion period in a year. Since we have semi-annually or 6 months, the value of M is 2. Time is 12 years. And to find the interest rate per period, let us have J equals the annual rate divided by the number of conversion period in a year, that is M. So let us have 0.01 divided by M, that is 2. It will give us 0.005. And to determine the number of payment, that is N, we are going to have N equals number of conversion period in a year multiplied by time. So let us have 2 times 12. It will give us 24 periods. So to determine the regular payment or the amount of money he deposited every 6 months for 12 years, we are going to use the formula regular payment equals future value over quantity 1 plus interest rate per period raised to n minus 1 all over interest rate per period. So let us have the future value, that is 500,000 pesos over quantity 1 plus interest rate per period, that is 0.05 raised to n, that is 24 minus 1 all over 0.005. And then, let us rewrite 500,000 over 1 plus 0.005, that is 1.005 raised to 24 minus 1 all over 0.005. So let us have 500,000. 1.005 raised to 24, that is 1.127159,776 minus 1 all over 0.05 or 0.005. So let us have 500,000. Then let us subtract this one. It will give us 0.127159,776 over 0.005. And then let us divide this one. So let us write 500,000 over, if we are going to divide this one, it will give us 25.43195524. And finally, 500,000 divided by 25.43195524, it will give us 19,660.31. So this will be our answer. So I hope you've learned from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless us all.